Okay, well, good morning. It is the 18th. I was just about to check to see how many hours of sleep I got last night. I feel like I didn't sleep well. Like I was kind of semi awake and semi asleep for most of the night. Anyway, I got this North Dakota shirt at Teddy Roosevelt National Park while we were on our trip. I'm going to be wearing it to work today when I go to the library. Oh my gosh, I got exactly 7 hours. Look, 7 hours. No minutes, exactly 7 hours. So, from 12:30 to 8:10, it wasn't great, but I was awake more last night than I usually am during the night. But anyway, so this morning I've been working on my admin stuff, and part of that is entering book things. And you guys know that I have the Litwits over here, which is 15 prompts for each round, and I picked to do 2 rounds. So the first thing I did was try to match them with my Battle of the Bands books. And there were a couple of them that I didn't think I could match up. And so I was like, okay, I'll just read them for Litwits and not for Battle of the Bands. But then after I read them, I was like, wait, I think they will apply to some of these. So I was able to get Guards, and Dungeon Crawler Carl, and Pyramids over on this one. I'm currently reading Pyramids right now, but I was able to get them all from Litwits over to Battle of the Bands. So I've also been able, after Pyramids, I'm going to start reading I Was a Teenage Slasher. I have it sitting here. And I was flipping through to see how many pages are in the book. And it says, per the author's request, the novel was written within the limitations of what may be found at the counter of an auto parts salvage yard in 2006, namely a Windows 95 machine and dot matrix printer. This aesthetic was shared with the interior design team at Saga Press and executed with the following fonts, which would have been prevalent at the time. So then it tells you which fonts were used in this book based on Stephen Graham Jones asking. So apparently this story is being written in 2006 by the teenage slasher in 1989. So I think that is awesome that that's added in there as like a little bonus thing. And anyway, that's what I'm reading next. If you can't tell, I'm excited about it. So Pyramids is good, but after Guards, I feel like it's a little bit less funny. It's a little bit less. The characters are good, but there's really only one main character that we're connecting with. And in the other one, we have like the whole guard unit that we were talking to, the City Watch that we were following. Talking to? What? So I just feel like there was more people to love in Guards. But Pyramids is not bad. We're just in a different part of the Discworld now. We're not in the main city. Ankh-Morpork or whatever it's called. So anyway, this is my 16th book for the month that I'm reading right now. And it's on the 18th, which is pretty good. I usually average a book a day. So I'm doing all right for right now. There's still a few short books that I know I'm going to be able to read as we get closer to the end. As far as the Battle of the Bands go, I've now been able to get all 15 books that I've finished entered in here, and number 16 is going to count for one of them. And so then I've only got 4 books left in the actual competition and then 5 bonus books. So I've only got 9 books left to be completely done with Battle of the Bands, regular reads and the bonus reads. And then I am reading my last book for the Litwits one, first round. There's 15 prompts, and I'm reading Pyramids up here, which is going to count for my last one of the prompts, and then I get to do the prompts again. So I've already read Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries and Death in 4 Courses that I'm going to be able to count for the round 2. I can't count them yet because you have to finish one round before you can count the others. So once I finish Pyramids, I'm already going to have 2 books done on the next round. So it'll just be a case of figuring out those to get over there and starting whatever's next. I did go through, let me show you. I went through over here and organized things and got them all set up and ready. So I Was a Teenage Slasher is next, then Fahrenheit 451, and then these three, actually all the way down to right here, will get me finished with Battle of the Bands, and then I can read these four that will get me finished with my second round of Lit Wits. That's not true. I still have one round 2 book with a weapon on the cover that I haven't done yet, and you can read graphic novels over there. So I think I'm going to read Saga or Spy Family, because surely there will be a weapon on the cover of either one of those. And they're both on my large monstrosity board. And speaking of that, this is what it looks like right now. Let me get out of the way. That's it. Like, there's not a lot of books on there compared to how they were all squished together. And there are still a few of these that I'm going to be reading. And once I get those done, like this is Teenage Slasher, and I'm about to be reading that. And that's going to come off. That is one of my monthly reads for Emmeline for the month of July. So that one is going to come off of there. And then there's Spy Family, the next Spy Family. She's definitely holding she's holding a gun. I wanted to make sure that was a weapon. No, it's not. Yes, she's holding a gun. So Spy Family can count for that one. And that's on my thing over here. So I'm going to get rid of the Expectant Detectives. I'm going to read Meddling Kids. I can't even remember all the ones that I'm going to read now, but this is still going to go down even a little bit more as I'm reading The Lost Apothecary. So it's going to go down a little bit more, and then I'm going to have more games that I'm ready to play to add more books to it, and we're going to start the next round. I'm not changing the colors on it yet because I want it to be a big surprise reveal, so maybe we'll work on that together in one of the vlogs coming up. But I did go in and change a lot of the prompts, but I have not changed the colors yet, as you can tell. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to go film my Sims video, which will take an hour, and then it'll be about time for me to fix my lunch and eat. I'm just going to make a sandwich. I was going to make a sandwich last night, and then when I went to get Wesley from work, I was like, hey, what about some pizza? Because they sell individual slices of pizza, and he said, I don't want any, but you can get some. So I did. And so I had a couple pieces of pepperoni pizza last night, and so I'm going to make a sandwich today because I need to stop eating out. Then I'm going to try to edit everything that needs to be edited today, which is my Sims video that I'm about to film, this video, the video from yesterday that's going up tomorrow, and 3 Wanderlost videos that I have to do. So I'm going to see how much of that I can get edited before I take Wesley to work. And then after I take him to work, I'm going to just go to the library and sit and read Hisfacac until it's time for me to start work, so I'll have about 45 minutes, which is nice because I need to read 50 minutes today anyway. So that is my plan, is to just go to the library and sit and read as much as possible until it's time for me to start work. And then I'll go ahead and tell you about the things that we're working on at the library. The 2 big projects that we're doing that I'm kind of in charge of as the library aide. Number 1, September has a week that is banned book week or something like that. It's something to do with banned books in September. So what my plan is, first of all, my own individual plan, in our library, if a book is banned, it has a little orange dot on it. I will show you one today, what it looks like. And that does not mean that it's banned in our library. It means that it was challenged by somebody in the United States. We have a few big lists that we get to work off of. So what I'm trying to do right now is, by the end of August, I need to go through the new lists that have been done and that have been challenged and see if we have those books or if we don't have them. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's not just me. There's all the aides are working on it, but we're going down the list and we're saying, okay, here's a book that is on the list of challenged books, almost always in Florida, but there it is. And then we go look it up and say yes or no, we have it, and it goes on whichever list. Either we have it or we don't have it. And so we're doing that for this whole long list because apparently they just came out with a huge list from Florida of a bunch of challenged books. And Apparently, in the past, now what they're doing is these books are being banned because in the past they were challenged and accepted as banned by some school districts in Florida. This is not me knowing a lot about this, so please correct me in the comments if I'm saying anything wrong, and I'll fix it in the next video. Also, I forgot I need to feed the dog and he's whining, so as soon as I'm done talking to you, I'm going to go feed him. So that is the main thing I'm doing because that needs to be done by August. And then the greater project that we're doing in our library is the genreification project, which means we are looking at every single book that we own. What genre is it? And it's getting a sticker for the genre. So we do not have all the stickers, and our budget is used up until the next fiscal year. I know you've heard that term before, but in the US, our government runs until the end of October, and then it resets for November 1st. So we can't buy anything else until November 1st when we get more money. So I am just opening the books to the title page with a pencil and writing like a C if it's contemporary. We are out of contemporary, mystery, and thriller stickers at this point right now. We will probably run out of romance pretty soon, and maybe not horror because we just got a new bundle of horror stickers in. So anyway, that is the ongoing project that I'm doing as well, which means I have to go get the books off the shelf. I'm only getting probably 30 books at a time, maybe. And then I scan them in our computer, see what genre they are, because a lot of times you can't tell by looking or by knowing. I know about a lot of books because of this, but there's still a lot that I don't know. And so I've marked them, I put the sticker on there, and then we have to take an extra piece of tape to cover the sticker and like protect it like we do for all of our stickers. And then it gets to go back on the shelf where it was. So I'm doing that process with every book. We're beginning with adult fiction, and then I think we will move to YA fiction after that. But anyway, those are the two projects that I'm mostly working on when I'm not having to prep for a craft or prep for a program that's happening at the library or something like that. So that is pretty much what I'm doing. So I'm going to go feed Django, then record my thing, and then it'll be time for lunch. So I'll check back in. I am going to read Pyramids while I'm doing that. I only have like an hour and a half left in Pyramids. It's not a long book. And then I get to read my slasher. And I am definitely going to be doing it on audio and physically because I want to see what it looks like with all the fonts and everything that he used in it. You ready to eat? I know. Are you ready to eat? Okay, let's go eat. Okay. Oh my gosh, that noise says it's time to go. I have on my little calendar done everything today. I only had time to edit one of my Wanderlost videos, but that means I've only got 2 left for the whole month of August, and it's the 17th or the 18th of July. So I still have plenty of time for those videos to get done. I'm going to go take Wesley to work. He has to be at work at 2, so we're going to leave here in just a couple minutes because it's only 5 minutes to get to where he works. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the library. Like I told you guys earlier, I'm taking this book that I'm going to read my 50 minutes in that. And if I finish that, I'm going to listen to Pyramids and work on the puzzle that we have in the library. And I'll see if I can get some B-roll. I got B-roll yesterday of me covering a book. We have to cover it in Vistafoil, it's called, but it's like a vinyl sticker pretty much that we protect the books with. So I was doing that yesterday. It's just called processing the books to get them out on the shelf. So I don't know whatever is going to be there for me to do when I get there. I never know. So when I show up, first I check a cart, one specific cart, and if there are books on it that need to be processed, then I start processing those. I also need to check and see if there's any books that have been dropped off because I'm in charge of checking those in and putting them on the shelf. So that is the second thing that I kind of look at. And then I see if anybody has any projects or anything they need help getting set up for crafts or anything that's happening. And then I work on some of the long-term projects that I was telling you about before, which right now is the banned book project. So I am about to go into work. It's going to be fun. I know, because it always is. I'm closing with somebody that I really like closing with today as well. So I'm going to go take Wesley to work and go read for a little while. I'll check back in after I get back from the library. Y'all, the number of books that are being banned or contested here in the U.S. is stupid, okay? I need y'all to stop it. I need you to get a hobby. If you have ever, first of all, if you've ever requested that a book be banned, I would like for you to comment below and let me know why and what happened with you trying to get a book banned. I would like to know. I mean, let's have an actual discussion about it. It seems to me that there are books that are banned like there's no way. Okay. Let me go all the way back. In certain areas, oh my gosh, Django, what's wrong, baby? His ears are cold. Has nobody been snuggling with my baby while I was gone? I literally just walked in the door, and I'm so tired from work, and I needed to get this stuff finished so that I can go read and go to bed. But I sat down and I was going to tell y'all what I've been doing, and what I've been doing is staring at list of banned books, and I'm just like, why? Like, okay, so there are some books that are being banned because of the author. Like, the author has been convicted of a crime, right? Usually some kind of sexual crime against women or children, something like that. And people have said, I don't want, their books should not be available. Like, they should not be making money off of their books. It's a lot like anybody or any author, anything. It's a movie star that has been convicted of something and you don't want to support their movies, or you just say like, hey, their movies should not be there. There are some authors that have that same issue. Okay. Then that brings up the larger discussion about like art and the artist, which I'm not getting into that discussion. But if there is just somebody that has a different belief system than you do, or they have a different thought process about how things happen than you do, and you are very, very concerned that your children are somehow gonna look at this book and be like, oh my gosh, everything I've been told is a lie, and now I need to do what this book says. You have control of your child, and you can say, do not read this book. You know what? If your child, though, is really smart and figures out that they can read a book without you knowing, then I'm sorry. Welcome to being a parent. You cannot bubble wrap your children and take away every outside influence that comes to them. Because speaking from experience, if you are a very sheltered person and you suddenly go into the world at 18 and realize that the world is not the way you thought it was, it shakes your whole entire foundation. So you are doing no favors to your children by refusing to let them do things. In fact, I think it's like a lot of our parents, my parents, and people my age, a lot of our parents did not want us watching certain movies when we were younger. And what did we do? We snuck over to our friend's house and watched those movies. But also our parents said to me, my parents said to me, do not watch Dirty Dancing. My parents did not go to, the broadcasting networks and be like, you need to make sure Dirty Dancing is never shown again because my child might watch it. So this is what I don't understand about the book banning thing. And I get that I'm tired and I'm probably going off on some big tangent that does not matter. And if you don't want to listen about book banning or whatever, just skip it. But literally, my job, I have been there since 3:30 today. And from 3:30 to about 7 o'clock tonight, all I did was sit at that desk with my head turned sideways, which now makes my neck hurt because that's where the monitor is at that computer. And I had 2 spreadsheets open, one that said books we have at our library and one that says books we don't have, and a humongous spreadsheet from Florida and Ohio, and then there's another one that I don't know about because we've not made it through Florida yet. For however many hours I was there, I started in the A's on one list, okay? And we have a different list for every region of Florida. So in the one region that I was working in all that time, I got from the A's to the H's, specifically Ellen Hopkins. I want y'all to know that people feel very strongly about nobody ever reading Ellen Hopkins books. Every single book that woman has ever written is on that banned list. So, anyway, that is as far as I made it through one list. And just in Florida alone, there are 6 or 7 regions. And then we have Ohio, which I think is just one list. And then there's another list that I haven't even gotten to yet. So that's it. I have spent that many hours looking at one list. I had to look at every book, and then I had to go over to our library, and I had to see if we had that book. And then it went on one of those 2 spreadsheets. Either we have it or we don't have it. And I am so tired of doing all of that. Like, really? I mean, we're prepping for September because September is the banned book month, and we're prepping for that. But I'm just like, I don't understand. Red Rising, y'all. Red Rising. Is it because somebody got killed who was not part of the right color, because they were the reds and not the gold or whatever? I don't even remember what the best color is in the Red Rising saga. But that is like an adult sci-fi book. What? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, we're going to stop talking about that. I left my book there. The Hisfakak book, I left there. And so I will get it tomorrow. I mean, I'm working all day tomorrow. So I am going to here's everything for today, which I got everything finished that I wanted to get done today. So I'm going to make my plan for tomorrow, but tomorrow's plan is really going to be a whole lot of you work at the library all day and then you get to come home and do nothing. So I am working from 11 to 7, an 8-hour shift tomorrow. So I'm just going to let myself sleep in the morning. But there are a few things that I want to do. So I'm going to write that down as much as I feel like I can get done tomorrow. I'll write that down and plan for tomorrow. And then I'm almost finished with Pyramids. And I was talking to my coworker about it today because she's read it as well. And she said, yeah, that one made me sad because of the whole gods situation. And I think that's true. I'm finally wrapping my head around who everybody is in this one. This one was a little confusing for me to get into it, but it does have to do with gods not being remembered, and if they're not remembered, what happens to them. And are kings really gods? Have we just passed that down? Like the guy himself, the king, was like, I make the sunrise in the morning. And somebody said, how do you do that? And he said, I don't know, it just does it. So I think that he realized that, of course, he's not doing anything to make the sunrise, but because it's tradition that he is a god, then that's what happened. And then our guy, who technically is king for a minute, but he doesn't want to be king, he just tries to shake this man's hand, who's done a really good job, and literally they had to cut the man's hand off because he touched the god. So there's just so many things that I'm like, oh, it really is, it's kind of hard. This one's hard. Anyway, next I'm going to read I Was a Teenage Slasher. The problem with that is I want to read it both physically and on audio. And once I go upstairs to lay down in the bed, I'm not taking this with me. So I'm probably not starting this today. It'll be nice to have this as my weekend book, so I might do that. Which reminds me, tomorrow, one of the things you and I are going to talk about is how I do my weekend rotational fun. I know I talked about it before, but we're going to set one up this time for Saturday, and that's what we're going to do. So all that to say, I'm probably going to skip I Was a Teenage Slasher and go straight to Fahrenheit 451 tonight. And then I might, for Fahrenheit 451, I'll probably finish in the morning. And then I can start Plight before Christmas. So I think that's how it's going to go. We will wait and see. Fahrenheit 451 is only going to take me a couple hours to read, maybe 2.5 at the most, because it's exactly 5 hours and 1 minute. So 2.5 hours probably. So we'll just see how it goes. If it's really good, I might end up staying up late tonight and reading it and then sleeping in the morning so that I can get my 7 hours. But that is a problem for Friday, Amanda, and not today. I just get to make my plan. Tomorrow is blue, so I have my blue pen, my blue marker, my blue dot marker, and my blue, what is this one called? Tombow marker. So I'm going to plan out my day. I'll check back in with y'all probably right before I go upstairs. It's 8:15. That's what I'll do. Okay, I got all of my videos uploaded, the 3 that I edited today. There was one from each channel, which was cute. So I got them all uploaded. I am chapter 93 of pyramids, and I have less than 30 minutes left. So I'm about to finish pyramids. I'm not going to enter any of it in until tomorrow. I'm going to get up. Here is my schedule for tomorrow, all planned out. Fridays are blue. And this whole list right here that I have started is ideas that I'm going to put on the wheel for the weekend. So it's like admin things that I need to do, and then responses to a couple of emails that I need to go ahead and do as well. So all of that will be handled this weekend. So I'm not going to have to worry my brain about it. I also put plan next week, reset the monstrosity. And I also, whoops, I just hit my microphone. I need to plan for my trip because I know it's in August, but I need to start thinking about it this week when I plan for this week. And planning for the trip is different than planning for next week. So those are 2 separate items on the list. I've also got client work on here because my client is supposed to be finished tomorrow filming one of her videos, and so hopefully she can get that uploaded tomorrow, and I'll be able to work on that this weekend as well. I'm not editing today's video right now because I'm gonna have to edit it tomorrow. I'm not editing it until I get back from the library. So 8 more hours at the library, and hopefully it's not all working on the banned books list, but we'll see what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.